It's time to honor everyone's favorite genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Iron Man moments.
For your consideration, the Jericho.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at moments from the movies and comic books and ranking them on action, their impact on the wider Marvel universe, and the significance within their respective story arcs.
Are you out of your mind?
Better security!
Get in the
I was attacked!
Number 10, Iron Man vs. Whiplash, Iron Man 2. There are a couple of reasons that Iron Man 2 is generally considered the weakest of the trilogy, but our introduction to Mickey Rourke's Whiplash definitely isn't one of them. He tracks Tony Stark to the Monaco Grand Prix, slicing through cars with his new energy whips until he finds Tony's. This scene combines everything we love about Iron Man. There is humor, as Happy Hogan repeatedly slams into the bad guy with his car, there is new fight choreography to enjoy, and we also get introduced to the new suit design, the Mark V, which folds right out of a suitcase. Handy. Number 9, Saving New York, The Avengers.
Stark, you hear me? You have a missile headed straight for the city.
In the battle for New York, Tony shows the team once and for all that he is more than just a smart-talking billionaire. When the government sends a missile to drop on Manhattan, Iron Man pilots it through Loki's wormhole, knowing that it's pretty much a one-way trip. In the film's most touching moment, he tries to call his girlfriend Pepper before his suit shuts down. And after surviving the resulting fall, he asks for the nearest shawarma joint. It just goes to show that smart talking and avenging aren't always mutually exclusive. Number 8, the Mark II test flight, Iron Man.
Jarvis, you there?
At your service, sir.
Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk. Tony is at his reckless best in the original Iron Man. In this case, weaving in and out of traffic and attempting to break the altitude record for fixed wing flight after a single suit upgrade. Tony almost falls 85,000 feet to his death and makes absolutely no effort to hide himself from stunned civilians, in a true demonstration of his complete disregard for the rules. It's the first true Iron Man moment in the series, one that was built up for the first half of the movie and certainly didn't disappoint. Number 7, developing the Extremis armor, Iron Man Volume 4, Number 5. After the Avengers disassembled storyline, Marvel redefined Tony Stark by turning the man himself into a machine. When the terrorist Malin fatally injures Tony, he injects himself with a super soldier serum called Extremis, literally becoming a cyborg. The transformation is a pivotal moment for modern Iron Man readers, giving the character powers beyond the suit and a deadly virus that would form the basis of many future villains. Not only did the issue change the character's future, but it would also update his past, as Jon Favreau would use parts of the new origin story to kick off the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
My turn.
Number 6, the first suit, Iron Man and Tales of Suspense Volume 1, Number 39. Held captive in Afghanistan, or Vietnam as in the comics, Tony joins forces with an engineer, and together they forge a suit of armor that not only saves Tony's life, but changes it forever. Tony uses the bulky armor to escape the cave, but it comes at the cost of the Doctor's life, and the movie hinges on Tony's promise to avenge the man who had become his friend. The moment Tony creates that metal suit is the moment that Iron Man and a superhero legend is born. Number 5, the Hulkbuster, Avengers, Age of Ultron.
All right, everybody, stand down.
It may seem like he doesn't take things seriously, but don't ever question Tony Stark's forward thinking. In an iconic Marvel moment, Tony summons the Hulkbuster, a suit designed for increased power, maximum defense, and more specifically to subdue a rampaging Hulk.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
After trying and failing to reason with Dr. Banner, Tony uses all of his wits and scientific know-how to fight the Hulk, eventually knocking out the mind-controlled monster. All of this, and he still has time to prevent civilian casualties as the pair run through several buildings. Number 4, Iron Man and Captain America vs. Thor, The Avengers.
Stark, we need a plan of attack.
I have a plan. Attack.
Avenger versus Avenger, the moment all comic book fans had been waiting for. In fact, you add RDJ's perfect timing to Joss Whedon's witty dialogue, and this meeting of machines, super soldier, and demigod actually exceeds expectations. The battle climaxes when Thor's hammer meets the Cap's shield, but as only Tony Stark can, he somehow manages to make it his moment, brushing aside Thor's threats and proving himself by going toe-to-toe with the God of Thunder.
Power at 400% capacity.
How about that?
Iron Man became the heart of the Avengers from their very first coming together, and even through tough times, he's stayed that way ever since.
Are we done here?
Number 3, saving the village, Iron Man. In one scene, Tony nails a superhero landing, pulls a terrorist through a wall, survives a missile blast, dodges another, blows up a tank, and then walks away from the explosion without looking back. The only thing that could possibly make this scene more epic is a Black Sabbath song playing in the background. Oh wait, there is that too. Jon Favreau did a brilliant job of letting the action flow without adding too much dialogue, and delivers everything you could want from a superhero in the space of just 2 minutes. Number 2, defeating alcoholism, Iron Man Volume 1, number 182. One issue barely touched on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Tony Stark's long history of alcohol abuse. In one of his toughest story arcs, Tony is living on the streets during a snowstorm when his friend and drinking buddy Gretel goes into labor. Her baby survives, but Gretel does not, and Tony is finally forced to confront his addiction. Deliverance is a turning point for Tony, his darkest hour, and the beginning of a long road to recovery. It's also a definitive Iron Man moment, maybe the definitive Iron Man moment in the comics, and he never even wears the suit. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Uh-oh. Where did I lose you?
Elevator in Switzerland.
So you heard none of it?
I'm sorry. I'm not that kind of doctor.
Easy. See? 11 more to go.
Number 1, Iron Man versus Captain America and Bucky Barnes. Captain America, Civil War. We know of the tragedies in Tony's past from the very first Iron Man, and though he usually keeps them hidden behind his sarcastic exterior, all of those emotions come flooding to the surface when he finds out that Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, assassinated his parents. This revelation alone is a turning point for Tony, but what follows is some of the best raw action in Marvel's history. When Cap steps up to defend his brainwashed best friend, the lighter tone of their earlier battle is forgotten, and the fate of the Avengers is ultimately left hanging in the balance.
That shield doesn't belong to you. You don't deserve it. My father made that shield.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.